Hey everyone, today we'll talk about how to monitor your EC2 instances using custom metrics. Now by default, if you scroll down here to the monitoring tab of your EC2 instance, then you will see that you can only monitor a few things like CPU utilization, disk reads, disk writes, network out, network in, CPU credit balance, and that sort of stuff. But one of the main things that people like to monitor, which is memory utilization, how much RAM is being used or how much memory is available. That's not available to us by default. And thankfully, CloudWatch has some simple APIs that we can use to monitor those custom, not just custom EC2 metrics, but also application metrics. So we can, what we can do is, first of all, let's launch an EC2 instance. Mine is already launching, and I'm going to connect to my EC2 instance. Alright, so I'm inside my EC2 instance, and the first thing I want to do is I want to download a few dependencies. Now we will be using a Perl script provided by AWS to monitor those metrics of memory utilization, memory used. So we will be installing some Perl dependencies, and to do that I want to say sudo yum install Perl switch, Perl datetime, Perl, some Perl dependencies. I'm gonna paste this into the description below, so if you want to try it out, you can copy and paste from the description below. Okay, now that's installed, and the next thing we want to download is the custom monitoring script provided by AWS. And to do that, I will do curl, and I'll paste this link, which also will be pasted on the description below. So don't worry about the link, and if you missed the link right now, just remember that you need to install a few Perl dependencies and a monitoring script file from AWS. So once I download that, I want to cd into that folder. Actually, let me unzip that file. See, this is a zipped file we downloaded, so I'm going to say unzip CloudWatch that, and once it's unzipped, I want to change my directory into that. Okay, once I'm into actually I think I try to zip into the, okay, so ls cd CloudWatch cd AWS script mon. Okay, so I'm going to change into the directory, this blue one, AWS scripts mon. And now the next step, you get two options to proceed. One option is to use role to give permission to your script or your EC2 instance to put stuff into CloudWatch, because by default AWS resources can't talk with each other unless you give them permissions or roles. So I'm going to do that. I will come into my EC2 dashboard, and I will say, this is my instance that I'm currently using. I'm going to say actions, instance settings, and attach replace IAM role. I'll click on this and I'll select admin access. Now you can not give it an admin access and only give it a CloudWatch access, so that you don't want to give more permission than the instance needs. But I'm going to give it admin access because I'm going to destroy this instance after a while anyways. So now that's one way to do it. Now the other way is, if you list the files inside here, what you can also do is you can copy. Now there's two, you can copy this AWS creds.template file, cp AWS creds.template and move it into a file called AWS creds.conf. Okay, and now you can do that. I'm not going to do that because I already have a role. But after you do that, if I cat into the AWS creds template, then you'll see that these two fields are required. Now you want to paste that. You want to paste your access keys, access key ID and secret key to that new file that we copied everything to, and that should give your script, which is mon put instance data.pl. PL stands for Perl extension. So your script, your Perl script that will put data into AWS CloudWatch will get permissions to access CloudWatch. Now you can do it the easy way, the safe way, and I think that it's a lot safer. A lot of times AWS will prefer you to give role instead of putting your access keys to your stuff. It's a lot more secure. But anyways, you can choose whatever way you want to do it, and we will move on now. So the next step will be to actually start putting the file, the metric onto CloudWatch. So for that, I'll paste this this line mon put. So I'm just calling this, I'm executing this script by this, and I'm adding memory utilization, memory used, memory available. So these 4 different attributes to this, and what this will do is you'll start actually putting the metrics onto CloudWatch. Now if I go to CloudWatch and I want to make sure that I choose the right instance, which is 0932B, starts with 0932B, and you should see custom namespaces and Linux systems, like a box in there. Click on it. This is the one after you create a custom metric, and instance ID. Now if you go into the instance ID, I know the instance ID that I want to look at is 0932B, this one. Now I want to look into memory utilization. For now, just memory utilization. There's also two more metrics in here. You can choose that later on, but for now let's start with memory utilization. And as you can see right here, there's 1 point reported so far. So if I go here and press an up arrow and report one more metric, that should be coming anytime now. But anyways, you can either choose a line graph, or you can see a number, which is 23.2 memory, 23.2% memory utilized right now. And I can go back to line. Okay, so we don't want to be putting the metrics manually every time. The whole point of metrics is to monitor our instances without having to go into them and easily monitor them through a nice graph or something like that. So and maybe sometimes get alarms based on those things. So what we need to do is we need to automate this to put the metrics every 1 minute or every 5 minutes. I'm going to do 1 minute for this lab. You might want to use 5 minutes, whichever you want, whichever fits your needs. So to do that, let's open cron tab -e. This will help us schedule jobs in Linux. That's how we schedule jobs in Linux machines. So when I say cron tab -e and press enter, it'll give me a Vim-like editor. It could be Vim too, I'm not sure. But when I say I can start entering stuff. Actually, let me quickly go back out without saving. And if I say pwd, I'll print the directory of this. And now what I'm doing is I'm just getting the full path of this script. Okay, so if I cron tab and I want to say let's execute this script every so I star every minute of every hour of every day of every month and every day of the week. Okay, and space the path of the script and the attributes you want to use. So with that, I want to say escape WQ, enter, and just make sure that the script is the cron tab is set up. So cron tab -L to list, and it is set up. So I'm going to clear the screen and let's go back to our monitoring. Okay, so I already received 2 points. Now one is on 2150, one is on 2155. Alright, so let's keep refreshing. Alright, so I unpaused the video. I had paused it for a while because I didn't want to make you wait to look at all the metrics, but one thing I noticed is that I had so right now I have 2 instances that I'm monitoring. I'm gonna remove the one that I created before. Now this is the only one we need. This is the one we're working on, and as you can see, before I paused the video, the period, if you go to graphed metrics, the period was 5 minutes. So I was only getting 5-minute interval metrics of 5-minute interval. But when I set this to 1 minute, then I can get a far more detailed monitoring. So it's going up, going up and up and up. So this is how you monitor memory utilization. To quickly recap, what we did was we installed some Perl dependencies, and we downloaded some Perl scripts by AWS. I'll be putting both of those in the description below. And we then we put one of our metrics in by first of all giving a role to the instance. Now if you don't want to give a role, then you can put your access keys onto that credentials file that I showed, and after that we manually put the memory utilization metrics by executing that Perl script, and then we set up a cron schedule to put the metrics every 1 minute. Now you can do that for every 5 minutes. Then if you want it every 1 minute, then make sure you go to graphed metrics tab and change this period to 1 minute. Otherwise you're gonna get something like this, and you might be wondering, why am I only getting 5 minutes when I want 1 minute? So that's it, guys. This is how you monitor your CloudWatch metrics, custom metrics, and memory utilization is something that you might be interested in monitoring. So thanks for watching. I hope this is useful to you. I hope you learned something in this video. Please check out my other videos and give me any feedbacks. If you have any feedbacks or comment or any questions, please ask them, and I'll see you in other videos. Thank you.